Ukraine could collapse in 2023, but people would be better off. Backed by the US and EU, the current Ukraine regime thought they don't need to compromise with Russia. They were wrong. They made a critical mistake by overestimating their own military power aided by the West. Russian missiles are attacking their power infrastructure, and now there will be no peace talks. Russia has decided to occupy Kiev, and soon a new government will take control of the country. Contrary to the Western propaganda, people in Kiev might be waiting for a new government. Poland will annex the western part of Ukraine. People in the western part of Ukraine will not favor for Russian rule. They may want to become a part of EU. After Russian occupy Kiev, it will be difficult to maintain their own country. So Poland will temporarily control the West Ukraine, but soon Polish will start to annex the region. The western part of Ukraine had been belonged to Poland before the World War II, known as Volhynia and Eastern Galicia. As Ukraine people in that region do not have enough resources to run their own country, annexation by Poland will be their only choice. Poland have embraced millions of Ukrainian refugees so far. Many Polish soldiers have been fighting against Russia as Ukraine forces, so they will accept the West Ukraine will become a part of Poland territory. Europe will plunge into deep recession. EU sanctioned Russia because they simply followed the US and NATO. Now their decision has been backfired. They made a critical mistake by overestimating their own power. If they were not stupid and have knowledge of the past history, they wouldn't make such mistakes. Europe economy will face deep recession, and they will soon have to ignore what is happening in Ukraine. They will realize that what they did was really wrong, and many protests will take place in major cities in Europe. Since politicians and bureaucrats in EU have no talent to resolve international conflicts, what they can do is just watching what is going on in Ukraine occupied by Poland and Russia. However, those elites will not take any responsibilities for causing economic disasters in Europe because they want to stay in the jobs. EU could collapse unless those incompetent politicians or bureaucrats are not replaced. The US hegemony will decline. After sanctions against Russia, the dollarization movement is accelerating. World reserve currencies is now diversifying. It is a matter of when the US dollar loses its dominance among global currencies. The economic sanctions following the Russia-Ukraine war could have just accelerated that downfall. While BRICS countries will surge as powerful economies, the US economy is going to fall, suffering from huge inflation. As there will be no conflicts or threats in Europe, NATO will soon disintegrate. People will know that NATO expansion is for the US hegemony to make the oligarchs in the US richer. Economy won't work if there is huge inequality in the country. The US economy could be on the path to long recession.